Welcome to Oklahoma Gardening. Well, we had a beautiful day today for pruning. Late winter, the sun is shining, and we have with us Keith Strigler. And Keith is our new horticulture specialist for small fruits for the whole state of Oklahoma. And Keith, welcome. We're so glad you're here to work with our berry growers.
Well, I'm very pleased to be here in Oklahoma.
Great. Keith's from Arkansas originally, so he's almost a local.
Very
Keith,
close.
Yeah, just about. Well, what are we going to do today?
Well, we've been out here at our research plot at the vegetable substation at Bixby, pruning with the blueberry bushes here in a variety trial with the Tulsa County Master Gardeners. So we'd like to take a little time and run through the pruning of what we would consider to be somewhat of an average blueberry bush.
Okay. Well, I know that this one probably needs a lot of working over, so I'm just going to let you have at it.
Okay, thank you, Sue.
Uh-huh.
We'll go down here and find what I would say would be a much more typical bush. This is the cultivar Jersey, which is one that is very, very commonly grown in the state of Michigan. It's not too widely grown here in Oklahoma commercially. The first thing that we should look at when we're looking at a blueberry bush and getting ready to prune it is to consider where the fruit buds are born. If you can look at some of these buds here, I think we have a pretty good example right here. The buds which are large here, which are enlarged and swollen, are what we know are called the fruiting buds, and that's where the fruit's going to be grown. A blueberry bush is much like a peach tree in the fact that the fruit is born on one-year-old wood. So we have one-year-old wood here. We have fruit buds here, fruit buds here. Now this very, very small bud right here is a leaf bud, and that will just produce leaves next year. So these are the buds that we want to conserve and maintain while we're pruning so that we'll have some fruit next year. And if you look across the whole bush here, you'll see that the majority of the fruiting buds are on the outside or the exterior of the bush. Now there are a couple reasons for this in this bush in particular. This bush has a lot of growth. It's very, very vigorous. So one of the things that we're going to want to do is to thin the bush out, thin the inside out. If you'll notice, there's not very many fruiting buds on the inside, so we want to do some thinning out there to allow more light into the interior of the canopy so that we can have some fruit in there also, because really that's wasted space otherwise. So the next thing to consider before we really get started making any cuts is that we have several different ages of canes in here. If we can look at these canes right here, we have the one-year-old canes, which are the last year's growth. And then we have some older canes in here, which are anywhere from 2 to 5 years old. And as these canes are aging, getting older, they become less fruitful. So one of the things that we want to do when we're pruning is to remove the oldest canes. And in this bush, the case of this bush right here, we have an awful lot of old canes. So we're going to cut out several of the older canes, and then we're also going to come back, those will be our big cuts. We'll make our big cuts, cut out several of the older canes. Then we're going to come in and thin some of the growth which is in the interior here to allow greater light penetration. At the same time, obviously, we will be removing any dead canes that are in there, any damaged wood or anything like that. So those are kind of generally the principles that we're looking at there. I guess what I'll do is make a couple cuts here, and then we can kind of see how things are going to look at the end there. So what we do first, looking at this, we have a very, very large cane right here that's probably 5 years old. We'll go ahead and make a cut right here, trying to get down as low as we can to the surface, and we'll make the cut. Okay. We have some small growth here on the interior. Then we'd also prune this here to thin this out. Some thinning out cuts, some dead wood coming out, some wood in here, non-productive wood, which does not have the flower buds on it, so we don't want to save that. And I think what we'll do is we'll come back in just a minute when we have completed the pruning, and you can see what it looks like. I just need to make one more cut and we'll have finished this bush. As you can see, with this bush here, we have removed an awful lot of growth. I think it would be nice for us to go back and re-emphasize what we were trying to accomplish here. We were trying to thin the middle of the bush and open it up so we can get more light in the bush. I think you can see we've done a fairly good job with this bush of being able to do that. We have removed several old canes that were growing in the middle and had pretty much blocked out a lot of the sunlight. We've also left a lot of the fruit buds here, so we'll have a nice crop next year, and more importantly, so we'll have a crop of large berries. That's another benefit to the pruning here. When you prune the bushes like this, we'll get a lot of nice large fruit there, which are important for the backyard gardener, important for commercial people as well. We've also removed a lot of the lower growing type wood also because people don't like to bend over and pick the fruit.